Happy Thanksgiving, everybody out there beyond the fairway land. Dougie Fresh alongside Will Lowry. Look, this is my favorite holiday. It's not because I get to eat all the soulish food in the world. And yes, I am cooking. Don't worry about it. You're not going to be here. They going to be here. We're going to eat good, Will. But look, special holiday. So throughout this year, we've had a chance to talk to some phenomenal people, amazing people, athletes, entertainers, influencers, and we got to hear about how they got into the game. So why not compile all of that good stuff? And let's talk about it. Will, this is how everybody fell in love with the game of G.
Yeah, Doug, you just took every talking point that I was going to say, so let's get right into it with Steph Curry.
And y'all already see who's with us. We got Will's man, my man, Stephen Curry in the building. What's going on, brother? Stefan, tell me something. Growing up, I know you and your pops play golf together a lot. I'm a bit jealous about that. Two brothers out there on the golf course. But tell me a little bit about how you balance like AAU, recruiting and then trying to play golf, because you play at a high level, dog. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, it was always just my go-to, in between, obviously school, basketball, play AAU baseball. Around the time that I started playing golf, but it was really chasing my dad. Like anytime, he had a free moment, he was going to the course. So I started out just driving the cart with a little sawed-off putter, and he let me go. And then eventually found the game for myself, started to play. Obviously basketball, and from the time I was 13, which was the only sport I really played, and it was the focus, but I was always searching for that, free couple hours to go to the course and play, because I could keep my competitive streak going out there with who I was playing with, but it was also just competing against myself. So it was a nice little blend and balance there. And then in high school, in the spring after high school basketball season, right before AAU, I was on the school golf team for 3 years, my freshman, sophomore, and senior year. So. That's like a little known fact. People are like, yo, I played competitive golf in high school. I didn't know what the hell I was doing my first 2 years when I was out there. But my senior year, I was the number one. So let's say we didn't go that far if I'm your number one in high school. But it was nice to claim. I claimed that spot for 1 year.
Beyond the Fairway podcast welcomes in the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Andre Iguodala. What's going on, Dre? Dre, look, I know you've been playing golf. I know you got the bug. Tell me a little bit about how this golf bug how you got bit. Because when people get bit, we tell everybody, man, it's over for you. And in the past, I want to say 5 years, I've seen your handicap just kind of go just straight down. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so, I watched Tiger growing up. I probably played, I went to 1 or 2 golf camps as a kid. Kevin Gamble, who was a big name from my town, played in the NBA. Had a great NBA career. He had a golf camp for the kids at the Boys and Girls Club, kids in the hood to come out and experience something different. So, but I didn't have access to a golf course. So I probably went once or twice, didn't know what I was doing, but I enjoyed it. So, I knew a little bit about it, and then obviously watching Sports Center, 3 times over and over again during the summers, and then watching Tiger. You into it, and then around college, we had to go through a couple booster events or whatever you call those things back then, played once or twice. And I was like, yo, if I had an opportunity, I would play golf. You just don't have the time. And obviously being, I was with Nike for the majority, all my career, had some Nike clubs sent to me, and then, found a range and would go from time to time in Philly, but still didn't know where to go, didn't know how country clubs work. I might get invited once or twice, but, didn't know what to do. Finally, met some friends, through different endorsement deals. My man Clark Miyazaki was over at Stance, a sock company. They got Bubba Watson. Got linked up with him, and we became really good friends. And he's a really good golfer, so started playing with him. Started getting a little bit more interested in it. Really got the bug when I joined the Warriors. And one of our assistant coaches, Pete Myers, he was big into golf, and it's funny because I spent my summers in Chicago when he was there, and they had different groups, Antoine Walker, Gennaro Pargo, a bunch of guys that play golf in Chicago, basketball players that I never knew it. In the last 8 years I was there, they were right there at my disposal, just, didn't speak up like I was supposed to. So what happened was he taught me how to hit a draw. And he taught me, most golf instructors, they don't want you to leave, because once you figure out how to get your swing down, you know what I mean? Once you figure out your swing, you can start working on it on your own, and you don't need them as much. And it's actually not a good business model for them to teach you certain things in the golf swing. So when he taught me how to hit a draw, and naturally we're these big banana slicers, and you're pointing further and further left trying to get it back, and he was like, the further you aim left, the further it's going to banana slice. And he was like, drop your right foot, aim the right field, turn the hands over, and it's going to come back. And when you hear the sound and it turned over, oh, my God.
I'm sitting here with two people that have no hairline, and I'm very excited about it.
And I can't do nothing about it.
I'm very excited about it.
I'm hanging on to mine, dog, as long as I can.
Vince Carter's in the building. Vince, how the hell did you even get into golf, man?
So the year I came out of college, my junior year, high school, college, excuse me, high school.
Yeah.
In college, it's been that long.
Yeah.
Coach Smith, Dean Smith, actually came up to Antoine and I and said, hey, you might want to start getting into golf. A lot of business deals, a lot of great things happen on the golf course. I recommend, you just try it, whatever. Twan and I were like, all right, cool. Bought some cheap clubs. I think I bought some Big Bertha Callaways. We headed to the range, and just hacking at it. And athletes, whatever, people start just kind of giving you some direction. We're competitive, so we work on it. So that's how. For many years, for the years that I played golf, I never had a lesson. Outside of going to the range, and I'm a member at an hour, so those guys would, hey, just try this, work on the towel drill, keeping your arm, all of these things, and I'll go work on it myself.
Grind.
And then finally getting a lesson, I was just like, man, what was I doing?
All that unsolicited advice.
And I got better like that.
Macklemore is in the building. Macklemore, what's up, man?
How you guys doing, man?
Yo, but Ben, look, man, thank you so much for coming on here and jumping in with us. We want to just get right into it. Look, you are a golfer. All of a sudden, I read some stuff where there was a time you kind of bashed the game. I ain't gonna call you all the way out, but you had some different things to say a few years ago, but now you in the mix. So let's talk a little bit about, you coming into the game, how it happened, where were you? I mean, what's going on, man? How you get this bug?
I got the bug. It was the day after Thanksgiving 2018, and got peer pressured to go out after Thanksgiving. We were on Kauai, sleepy little island, nothing to do. I'm like, all right, I'll go play 9 with you guys. And went out, smashed a couple rubes just off the jump, some snap hooks out there.
But you made contact off jump.
Yeah, I might taken like 1 or 2 swings, and then I snapped some hooks. Okay. And then finally, towards the back 9, somewhere along 13, 14, I found myself in a fairway bunker, grabbed a 5-iron, really didn't know what it did, and I just smashed it, hit it pure, and I was just like, ooh.
That's where it started.
What is that? Okay, I want that again.
Now, my next question: How long did it take for you to feel that euphoria again? I mean, was it the next shot, or was it a couple months later?
I'm still looking for it, Will.
You're right.
We got Michael Pena stepping in
Vince
here.
Carter in the back.
We already talked to him, man. I'm sick of Vince
Warming
Carter.
up,
Vince, Vince on my damn. Vince, you still in the shot?
Come on, don't steal the shot.
How'd you get started in the game, Mike? Because I don't know if I knew this.
We gotta know. You got
No,
very
I don't think I
humble
told you,
beginnings,
man.
right?
So there was a dude like Jack Lemmon and James Gardner were talking about it. This was 25 years ago, right? And then I was like, that's the first time I heard about golf. I was like, because I grew up in Chicago, man, by Cook County Jail. You know what I mean? There's no golf there, bro.
Yeah, especially not Cabrini Green.
Yeah, exactly. So I was in 16th in California, and it was across the street from a park. And it was all, gang ridden and stuff. You're like, there's no golf. No golf. So anyway, but then they kept talking about it for years and years and years. And then I was doing a movie, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the range. Everybody keeps talking about this thing. What is it? Because, on camera it looks chill. You know what I mean? But I played football, track, wrestling, all that stuff in Chicago. And I tried it, and the dude that was there, I was in the South somewhere, he's like, all right, man, all you got to do is just hit that there truck. Hit a truck. You see the truck? Because there was a VW bug. It wasn't even a truck.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hit that truck there. And it was 100 yards away. And it took me 7 buckets, bro.
It was it.
First day. And then I came back 2 days later. It took me 5 buckets. And then even if I scolded and I hit it, whatever, I was like, I counted, man. I'm like, get out. But I got hooked immediately because it's one of those things that yeah, you get competitive, but first is with yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then dealing with everything that you have to deal with, doubts and all that stuff that really creep in, and you have to outwork them.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And it's a lot like life.
It mirrors life.
Right?
It's a microcosm of society. Golf.
Yeah, I'm going to
You
look
know
that
what
up
I'm
later,
saying?
dude, but it feels right.
You got this. I appreciate it.
Nice
I
word.
appreciate it, man. No, it's just.
Yeah,
It's
I owe you $5 for that one.
Yeah. You should get some money out the curse jar at home.
You know
for that word.
This is what I got to put up with, Mike. Every time
Yeah.
we try to do sit down, be proper, Will aims at me.
Hey, we were both thinking it.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
I mean,
that, bro.
that's what I'm saying. Neutral Doug is what we call him.
Beyond the Fairway podcast, Dougie Fresco here with Will. You already know he's here too. Welcome in our special guest, Kyra K Dixon, Golf Channel's very own. How the hell did you even get into the game? You started at 3, so pops or moms had to put the
My
club
dad,
into your
yeah.
hand. So how did you meander through junior golf and high school, et cetera, et cetera?
So my parents are foreign. They're Russian immigrants, and they, for whatever reason, contact sports for women aren't a big thing in Russia. I think there might be sexist undertones there. But so golf was an appropriate sport for me to play. And for my foreign parents, it was you will play golf because it will get you these opportunities with businessmen one day. And, it's this classy American rite of passage. And for them, it was just, they thought it was this American thing that I needed to do to be able to fit in, which is ironic because then as a high schooler, I was the only person that played golf that was a female that I knew, and then felt very left out and so stopped playing, which is, that's kind of fell through the cracks of how girls stopped playing golf. But yeah, that's how I got into it, because of my foreign parents wanting me to have a leg up in life.
So I just feel like you almost have to say thanks to a degree for them. I hate when parents are right. It pisses me off.
Right. I know, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. But unfortunately for me, they are correct.
I hate when parents are right when you're not even around. When they're not around. So when you're somewhere else and you're like, man, damn, they're right now. You gotta be right now. So yeah.
It's a constant thing. It's a constant. I just try and ignore it as much as possible, but it's always popping up. And my whole career is a product of them being right.
Exactly.
Beyond the Fairway podcast welcomes in special guest Michael Smith, brother from another. What's up, man? How you living?
Chilling, man. Good to be out here.
Now, are you developing a passion for golf now?
I like good stories.
You stole my question, man.
Golf is.
I'm learning.
Golf's always been kind of in my blood. I maintain it. My parents divorced over golf.
It brings people together and causes divorce as well.
I mean, he gives interviews with golf gloves. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I like to dress the part.
Right.
So as you can see, so the story. Okay, so whether it's the shoes or the or the glove, excuse me. This is an example of somebody who has tried to get into the game.
No, I like that.
But never really gone all the way with it.
Right.
I've played in a couple of celebrity tournaments and played as generous.
You swung the club in a couple? Is that what you're saying?
Swung the club, drove the cart.
Right.
That's about it.
You participated.
Participated.
There you go.
Yeah, I showed up.
Right.
And my father-in-law has been trying to get me to do it, for 20 years. But never really took the time to do it. I've been putting it off.
But why though? Why? What is it about? I mean, yeah, I know you're a busy cat.
That's really what it is. That's really what it is. Yeah, because my free time is and honestly, I need to just. We'll get into a deeper conversation. At almost 42 years old, I'm just now learning how to take more time for me.
Yeah.
Because all of my time has either been working on my shows or my projects or my kids.
Absolutely.
I had my first kid. When I was 25. I got married when I was 25 and my first kid when I was 25, 26. So I've been a father my entire adult life. So whenever I had spare time, I never wanted to spend that spare time playing golf. I wanted to spend it with my kids.
But was it something that you saw?
Not to guilt trip anybody that does play.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just,
but as you grew up and saw the game being played, was it something that you wanted to do, or was it something I don't know about that game right there?
No, again, because long before Tiger was playing golf, for example, I saw my dad out there.
Nice.
So from a representation
Pops was out there
standpoint,
playing.
my dad, I drove the cart and carried his clubs in New Orleans growing up.
Okay.
But I never took to the game.
See, I thought you was one of the guys from my hood was laughing at me. Look at Will coming with a basketball and a 9-iron into his house.
Listen.
But so you was cool with the game.
I've always respected the game.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always respected it. I mean, my dad's favorite golfer was Curtis Strange.
Okay.
I remember watching golf tournaments with my dad. I just
nice.
never took to it in terms of playing it.
Very nice.
You know what I mean? But I've always appreciated the game. I'm no historian. I'm no aficionado. I'll leave that to you fellas.
Kathryn Tappen is in here going beyond the fairway with us. What's going on, KT?
What's going on, Doug? Will, so good to see you guys, and I'm super excited to be here with you. I'm a big fan. I've been following along on all your social media platforms and listening to the podcast. I think you guys are doing an awesome job, so I'm super excited to be here with you both.
But I do want to understand something. How do you, I saw you were a multi-sport athlete kind of coming up. How do you get this game of golf, this crazy game, this cuss word, 4-letter word sport that we all love?
And we all love it. That's the bottom line. So I, from a very young age, have played golf, just recreationally. We have a beach house on the coast of Maine, and it's soft sand. And every night we stand on the deck and just fire off balls into the ocean, or we collect like a bag of old balls throughout the year that we can just tee up and hit them long. And then we go down in the sand and we put up like sand shots and make the driftwood stand up in the sand. And this is what we've been doing since we were little kids. Mm-hmm. My parents are both avid golfers. My dad played so much so that when I was in high school, my mom said, well, the only way I'm going to see your father is like if I go to the golf course. So she started to learn. My mom started to learn in her later years, probably in her 40s or 50s. And she's better than all of us. I mean, she wins club championships. She's on multiple tours in New Jersey and Met Golf and Women's Golf, New Jersey. And she kills it. And Will knows she's this little, a little peanut, but she's Mighty Mouse. And she's a lefty, which is fun to watch. So it's always just been a part of my family. My mom's mom, my grandmother, who has since passed away, she actually lived on a golf course in North Carolina and in Carolina Shores. And we would go down and visit her. She lived on the first tee. So of course she'd always get the brand new balls that would go awry, and people were like embarrassed to, go and get it. So they'd always end up on her front lawn. So half the balls we would take to Maine would be these brand new balls that my grandmother would pick up and put in bags and save them for us so that we could have them for our beach house. But it's just always been a part of my family. I mean, we are a big golfing family. We love it. My sister plays, and, the best days that we have are Father's Day, go out and play 18 and grab dinner afterwards. And it's just, it's quality time you don't get back. I just remember as a kid being on the golf course with my parents, and you're talking to each other, you're communicating, right, sharing things. Like it's such a great sport in that regard, and everyone can play. It can be intimidating for some if they haven't before, but for me, just being an athlete my whole life, I mean, it's always been a part of me. And I wish I could play more. I think we all do, but yeah.
Beyond the Fairway podcast welcomes in special guest Kyle Rudolph. What's up, baby? How you doing, man?
Not much, guys. Thanks for having me.
When we're talking about golf, right? You're a multi-sport athlete growing up. Mm-hmm. How the hell did you get to this point in golf where you can compete at the American Century?
It's funny, growing up, being a kid who played football, basketball, baseball, whatever time of the year it was, that's what sport I was playing. Golf didn't really fit in there. And you see guys that played golf as a kid, yeah, and you could tell by their swing, and you could see me and be like, oh yeah, you picked it up late. So at Notre Dame, we had a little 9-hole course on campus.
It's on campus, yeah.
And I mean, you get there, you work out early, you go to class. Yes, we had to go to class. And then it's like 10:30 in the morning and you're done for the day. So we just go play the 9. It was like $17 to walk the 9 holes.
That's perfect.
So even us college kids could afford it.
That, right.
And that's really when I started playing and just fell in love with the game. I'm a huge fan of the game, especially at the highest level.
Absolutely.
Watching the PGA Tour guys is incredible.
We don't have a train or a car or an automobile with us this week. We got Jerome Bettis, the bus, man. What's happening, Jerome?
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me on, guys.
So, Jerome, let's go back to the beginning of golf for you. Where were you? Who got you into the game? Did you just, pick up a club one day and, I'm going to try this shit?
Was it a club and a football?
Well, it's a good story. My barber, when I was about 17, he was a huge golfer.
Well, hold on. I hate to interrupt. Did you say your barber?
My barber.
I love that.
Back when I was a kid coming up in my neighborhood, my barber was a golfer, and we would have to go in the mornings to get a haircut because he was closed by 1, 2 o'clock. We never knew why. It was like, why do we have to be up at 6 in the morning to get a haircut? It doesn't make sense. We can go in the afternoon. Well, he was always closed by 1, 2 o'clock. He was done. He was gone.
Yeah.
Right? So as I got older, and he was like, listen, I want to take you out to the golf course. I'm like, man, I ain't playing no golf.
Yeah.
I was playing football at the time. He was like, you'll love it. I was like, yeah, whatever. So he took me out to the course, to the range one time, and I was hitting, smacking all over the place. And, and it was something I wanted to do because obviously being a youngster, he was, one of those positive role models, and I wanted to honor him by going out into the range. But nothing ever happened, right? I went out there, did it. I went to Pittsburgh, and Cordell Stewart was a big golfer, so we were really good friends, and he was like, man, come on, let's play. It was a course right by the house, so I would go out and play with him. He would kick my butt, and he was smart enough to say, I'm going to bet you, because he knew I was dumb enough that I was competitive, that I was going to bet him regardless, right? I'm not turned down a bet, right? So I was bet he was kicking my butt. I was just his ATM machine. Just
just
every
paying
time we
every
play,
day.
he would just, and I was
Bet his
terrible.
ATM.
And so, but what happened was, and what he didn't count on, was that I said to myself, enough is enough, right? And then as soon as I retired, I started working on my game, and got the bug, became relentless, had a ton of free time, and then all of a sudden, my game started coming around, and now he can't beat me to save his life. And so now the payback is he's my ATM machine.
I love that.
So
You pay your money
works.
back. I love
I
that.
got all my money back.
So Cordell Stewart
Plus
was
a
your
little
savings
interest.
account.
Yeah. He's my personal ATM, and if anybody tries to make a withdrawal, I'm cutting that off right there, because I'm the only withdrawal from that ATM.
Beyond the Fairway podcast welcomes in the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Michael Strahan. What's going on, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm on the golf course. What's better than that?
How the hell did you get in the game?
Golf.
How did it
I was
happen?
invited to stuff like this, and I would always say no. And then I realized, man, these some nice places they play in this game, man. Why am I not on the beach hitting the ball with the ocean?
Bro, I 100% get it. But I know we got tea time, and it's a nice place. You got to play right back behind us.
Yeah.
So we're going to get you out of here, man. We appreciate the 5 minutes. Thank you for being on Beyond the Fairway.
Wish me luck. Wish me luck.
Wish
me luck. Wish me luck.
Hey, good luck to you this week, sir, here at the American Center.
Thank you. That was very important for you to say that to me. It made me feel whole.
You know what? I got money on you this week, so.
Oh, my brother.
Well, I don't have money on a man, but I'm glad you came to see us, though.
You know what? Just
gotta
because
bet
you
the
don't,
long
I'm going to
shot.
help you out. I'm going to ball out.
Hey, Doug, that right there, you see how the game is growing. And, man, we had an impressive list of guests this year. Like, we had Macklemore, we had Michael Pena, and the common denominator was everybody had different stories and different accounts of how they got into the game of golf. Who was your favorite one, man? What stories did you like the most?
I like Jerome Bettis is the best. Coming into the game via his barber. Like, yo, you need to go and do this because this is what it is, right? I like that. There's some barbers back where I'm from in KY that took the game up and was putting people on. And shout out to all the barbers that always call me Tiger Woods every time I come to get a haircut. But Will, in the spirit of the show, how did you get into the game?
Well, first, those barbers that you be shanking a week to, give me their names. I got into the game from my dad, man. I was a big tennis player. I had a love for the game. I say the joke all the time. Everybody in the hood wanted to be like Michael Jordan. Well, I wanted to be like Michael Chain. But my dad also was a big golfer himself. So he took me across the train tracks, and we went and played golf. And as I started getting better in golf, I'm like, this could be something I want to do. Didn't really take it seriously. But I try to take my my tennis skill set. I don't know if you noticed, but I had a two-hand forehand and two-hand backhand tennis. Yeah, and I grabbed the golf club. I grabbed the golf club the same way with the cross-hand grip. And, we went to, my dad took me to quite a few different teachers at the time. And some teachers was like, I don't know what to do. Just don't come here no more. Here go bucket of balls by, So, Dad and I stuck with it, and here we hit 280-yard bombs now with this cross hand. So that's pretty much how I got into it, and I say it all the time. It's culture capital. It's taking me places that I never thought I'll been, or been in rooms that I never thought I'll ever be. And that's one thing that makes the game of golf so great. But so how'd you get into it? I don't know if I know the full story. I know you were annoying.
I don't know if I have a full story, man. I picked up the game at the age of 4, and I had like persimmon woods and stuff when I started. We're talking about 1988, and I used to hit the wiffle balls. Remember your little yellow wiffle ball bat? I used to hit the wiffle balls off the floor. We had an old floor mount back then, and back then it was like the Shell Wide World of Golf or something like that. And I would turn the floor mount to NBC and watch golf on Saturday. And I would hit the ball off the floor with the bat, and my dad thought I was like, something's wrong with this kid. Like, why is he hitting? This is not how you use a baseball bat, son. Why are you hitting it off the ground? It's not moving. And then the sad part is years later they realized, oh, wait, that was an actual golf swing he was trying to emulate, And my pops worked the post office in Frankfort, Kentucky. So when he did realize that it was a golf swing I was trying to do, he had everybody chip in a golf club, right? So everybody chipped in on this hodgepodge set that I had. And so my dad, being the gangster that he is, he went and cut every club to the same length.
Oh, Bryce DeChambeau. You Bryce DeChambeau for DeChambeau.
Oh, he didn't even know what he was doing yet. I don't think he wasn't born yet, as a matter of fact. How old am I? And so I had this set of clubs, man. I had single length clubs that didn't match. I had Pal Joey's, King Cobras, Max Fly. I had this random set, man. But when I got that Callaway Warbird,
ooh, not the Warbird.
When I got the Warbird, back then it was like $180, right? And when I got that driver, man, that was it, And so back in Kentucky, there used to be like these events. They had the Bank One Classic, and there was like a celebrity event. And so when I was 6, 7, 8, we used to go down to the golf course and be a part of the youth clinics and stuff. So I came into the game really uniquely, man. So and shout out, like, I don't think people understand, like, when you grew up in the game like I did, I'm a product of a lot of opinions.
Right.
Like a lot of different people were like, hey, do this. Hey, you do that. Oh, it's a little kid. Hold on, you do that. And so I've got this like very random group of information that's how I started, man. And I'm 32 years in. Yeah, 33 years into the game now. So I've seen it all, bro.
It's funny that you brought up some familiar name with the King Cobra. I had King Snakes. Just to let you know where my socioeconomic wallet was at the time.
My first set was Pal Joey's though. They were knockoff King Cobra 2s. So I had, that was.
What you know about the Pin Seekers? You don't know about those?
I don't know nothing about.
Anyway, we gotta wrap this thing.
We weren't that broke, Will. But hey, we hope you enjoyed everybody's story about how they got into the game, and let's do something different. Look. We post all this to our Instagram account. Tell us how you get into the game. Hit us up on our IG, Beyond the Fairway on Instagram. You can come into mine, the Douglas Fresh, or Will Lowry Golf. Either way, we all out here, brother. But hey, enjoy your holiday season, and I just don't think you should go shopping on this Black Friday. I don't think that's something that you should do. So just stay at home. Order on Amazon.